Alright, we made it to the last one. And it's a proof. Yay. Alright, the thing about proofs here. Here's our given, so that's our hypothesis. Here's what we are supposed to prove. That angle WAB equals angle WAC. Now, fortunately here, we're not providing the entire proof. We are just providing the reasons for these three statements. And the first one is a breeze. It's given. Alright? That was given to us, so we just have to write given. Notice how this is the same thing as this. Alright. But, before we get any further into this, a little explanation of this figure needs to be made, because it's not that obvious. It's in perspective for 3 dimensions. Okay, so you have to think of this as the corner of a room. Think of your geometry room. Alright, this is the floor, this is one wall, and this is the wall. So here's where they meet. The 2 walls meet in the corner, and here's the floor. This is the bottom of the walls here. Alright, so you got to think of it that way, otherwise it doesn't make any sense, because WAB and WAC right here certainly do not look like right angles, and if you don't know that about them. Alright, so WAB and WAC, those angles are right angles, and that is because of what reason? Perpendicular lines form right angles. We know that from our definition of perpendicular lines in lesson 3-7. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. We've only got one step left on this proof, so we should be feeling pretty good about that. Alright, so they're right angles. So angle WAB and angle WAC are equal, because all right angles are equal. And that's the corollary to the definition of a right triangle. So that's all we have to say. All right angles are equal. And it's done. Alright, so let's just talk this through one more time. We had to understand our figure first of all, so I gave you some explanation on that. And then we had to look at what our given was, that these were perpendicular lines. And then we had to look at what we had to prove. So a proof is about getting from your given to your to prove statement. So you have to kind of map that out, how you're going to do that. It's a little easier on this one because we did not have to provide statements and reasons. We didn't have to come up with the whole thing, we just had to come up with the reasons. Perpendicular lines form right angles. So once we knew that these lines were perpendicular, we knew they formed right angles. And once we knew that they were right angles, we knew they had to be equal, which is what we were asked to prove from the information that we learned in lesson 3-7. That is it. I hope you've spent sufficient time to prepare yourself for this, because preparation is the main ingredient in success on these chapter tests. So I wish you the best of luck, and if you relax and if you are prepared, if you have good notes, if you have spent some time with these questions, then I think you'll do fine. Alright? Have a geometric night.